Hi Raj, welcome back. Day two, we sort of got together to look at India's chances and how they are faring in the Test match. And here we are after a brilliant century by Nitish Reddy on day three. The wonderful partnership Washington Sundar and Nitish Reddy had, and let us discuss all of it today. And moving into the day five, what would be the possible strategies for Team India? Did Rohit Sharma do things right today with his captaincy moves, bowling changes? Let's revisit all of that. First things first. What was your take on the Boxing Day Test century by young prodigy Nitish Kumar Reddy?
It was a brilliant 100. He's
Yep.
batting. He's batting way too low, and I think every expert obviously is now also saying that he should be batting way up.
Yep.
Um, he should be in the top six.
Mm.
Um, Now, obviously, when nothing succeeds like success, so when success comes, it leads to many people trying new things, different things, and sometimes it can be, really detrimental. So it has to be handled carefully. And I think only with his full consent should things be changed, not just because there is a need or there is a thought process in the camp. So, but other than that, it was a brilliant 100. He showed solid, temperament for somebody who's about 22 years old. He kind of showed up all the, batting maestros India has in the top order. He
Yeah.
has performed better than a specialist batsman who's on the bench in Shubman Gill, uh, who I believe should make his way back into the side. Let's see what happens in this Test match, and who survives. Whether Rohit Sharma survives this, a lot depends on his batting performance in this second, Indian inning.
Yeah.
He's the obvious candidate, really. So yeah, I think Nitish's 100 was really an emotional moment as well, given all the stories around
Yeah,
his.
he did it in front of his father,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
was present there at MCG.
yeah. And this
Yeah,
is what I would say would be the massive difference in what is called Australian, culture and Indian culture. In
yeah,
Australian culture, definitely the way the family would be treating this would be like, yeah, he's meant to be there. And their struggles or their involvement would be a bit less because the state looked after him. He's a product of the New South Wales cricket academies,
yeah,
and so I'm talking about Sam Constas here, who was the other, like a debutant young person who did well in the first innings. If his family was on the ground, they would not have this emotion. So the Indian cricket is coming from a real point of emotion with Yashasvi Jaiswal's story of
yeah,
struggle.
yeah,
Um, Rishabh Pant's struggle. His mother carrying his kit bag on the bus, accompanying him at early hours of the morning to take him to cricket. So yeah, all those stories are really, seen as amazing in Australia because none of that happens here. Here
very true.
the family takes the young man or the young woman in the car and drops him and or her, and they do their practice and they come home and then they sit by the swimming pool.
Yeah, it was actually beautiful to watch all the broadcasters or the commentators running up to Nitish Kumar Reddy's father to sort of capture the emotion live, and they really, felt that, to do this sort of a thing in
Yeah.
front of a 80,000, 90,000
I
crowd
don't know
is
if
something commendable.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if you saw it in the broadcast, but here in the Australian broadcasters, Adam Gilchrist and Michael Vaughan went up and interviewed Nitish's father.
Yeah. That was brilliant to watch.
Yeah, yeah. So this has never happened. I mean, they are obviously the Australian
I'll tell you,
broadcasters.
sorry, I'm
Yeah,
cutting you. I'll tell you one more thing which never happened before. I saw Ravi Shastri's stint in the commentary box. He had tears in his eyes, very moist eyes. You know, he couldn't utter a word. It was,
yeah.
of course, done in Hindi commentary, but then Irfan Pathan and other broadcaster covered it. So it was very
So this is
emotional.
where it's a great point because see, culturally, the
Yeah,
emotions, overwhelming emotions, they need to be kept under check on day five.
yeah,
You know, you have to
yeah,
play like in a very determined fashion with a dead eye, watching the
yeah.
ball as a batsman. Whenever India gets to break this partnership,
We'll come to
Scott
that.
Boland,
We'll come
yeah,
to
Scott
that.
Boland and Nathan Lyon partnership. Yeah,
Yeah. What about the partnership between Washington Sundar and Nitish Kumar Reddy? Two young guns had to
yeah.
face a lethal bowling spell of Pat Cummins and Boland hitting that particular corridor of great line and length. Mitchell Stark also trying to come up with some reverse swings. They were actually tested in all different angles, and to top it, it is an Australian pitch condition against which you have to do all this on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
These fellows don't have great experiences of touring Australian conditions in the past, but then they stepped up to the occasion and it was a great partnership to watch. Washington Sundar, remember his partnership, very crucial partnership with Shardul Thakur in 2021 when India toured there. He's doing it time and again. Maybe that little experience helped. 50 of 162 deliveries. I did cover in one of my channels the art of leaving the ball. What is your take on that particular partnership, Raj?
Look, I'll be brief. Everyone has seen the
Yeah,
partnership already. Now they've seen day four. So my view was
yeah,
that this is what a perfect example of blooding a young player,
yeah.
giving him opportunities, not chopping and changing the side. Well, Nitish Kumar Reddy has been out of Sundar and him. He has played all four Test matches and proven himself, but they didn't give
Yeah,
Sundar that chance. And this is what the challenge for the Indian administrators or Test selectors has been, that
yeah,
they have always decided to, hey, we will keep giving chances to Jadeja over Ashwin in places like
yeah,
England. Taking like India's one of India's best bowlers ever
yeah,
in the touring party, but not giving him a chance. So I think the consistency is required. So if Washington Sundar has now performed,
yeah.
what has been his opportunities over the last 3 years since he was last in
Yeah,
Australia, winning the Border Gavaskar Trophy? What has happened to his career? They have
yeah,
played with his career.
yeah.
So I think this is where I think the performance analysis. I think it's been endless performance
Got
analysis.
it.
I
Got it.
would like to analyze the how the team is sort of
Very true.
set up and given opportunities, and people are given confidence. So if you look at the Australian
Yeah,
side, there are 7 players you can easily name who have consistently played. They played in the last Border Gavaskar Trophy as well.
very true. Very fair point.
Labuschagne, Steve Smith, and you can keep naming them. So
Yeah,
if there were any changes, the changes have been for the better. So when Tim Payne went, Alex Carey came in, and it's been
yeah.
steady. It's not been like Rishabh Pant, Dhruv Jurel, Riddhaman Saha. Too much, too much. We need
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah, no, see, that's a definite point to be considered if only, some of the BCCI people are listening to both of us ranting out about this. But then the yardsticks are always different for few cricketers at the top. And, because they are pushing these guys to sort of be on and off in the playing combination, the vigor to perform and, do it in for India, for themselves, is much, much higher. Whereas, there are people who are already taking their place for granted, converting all their white ball performances into seriously no performance at all in Test cricket, holding seniority positions and then running Team India. We have
Uh,
really hit the key point there, Raj. I totally agree with you.
yeah, going back to the Washington Sundar and Nitish Reddy partnership,
Yeah.
it was as if they were made for each other, and Washington Sundar was a perfect foil for the kind of stroke making. It's what our partnership should work, and in the
Yeah.
future, it should not be predestined that always Nitish Reddy will play this role, and
Yeah.
Sundar will play the anchor role. It could swap
Correct.
depending on who's in better touch.
Yeah, see, during that partnership also, a lot of things were tested. The new ball came in, and these people had to literally be the openers facing Pat Cummins and Mitchell Stark, and with their new ball abilities, what they are going to do. And
Yeah.
because of the time frame involved, and it is a test match, all corners of their skills were tested, and they came out on top. It was brilliant to watch. Thanks for sharing a lot more perspectives about that partnership in terms of how Indian team management should view this and then things forward. Now, with respect to day four end, okay, around 270 overall lead, 9 wickets lost, and then you see Australia's fight back. Nathan Lyon really, toiling it hard and then guiding Boland to sort of be tough in that partnership. Go finishing the day. Overall lead is now 333. All four results possible when the day four is going to start. What is your take on day five kickstart? And then we already have the new ball. I mean, Indians already have the new ball in their hand. What's your
Yeah,
take?
yeah, look, I think tomorrow morning there should be an early breakthrough and India will be batting. But
Yeah,
what Australia have achieved is that they can indulge in all sorts of negative tactics as well to avoid, losing. And India will be under severe pressure. India will be under more pressure as a
yeah,
result. But there are some plus sides that India will be rested overnight. They've, you know, been on the field now for 60 odd overs, so they will be able to rest. And we have a couple of senior players who need a bit more rest. And to rethink, like, this could be their last MCG test match, so obviously they need to go out there and really be inspired by that and perform. uh, Nathan Lyon and Scott Boland really stuck to their plan.
yeah.
They would have had clear instructions, and now this is where again emotions and a clarity of thought and mindset. Like
True.
Scott Boland, if you see, he is not a regular test, figure. He comes in and out when somebody's injured, when he's required. So he's fortunate to be playing in his home ground. You can imagine the emotions that can run. But yeah, he's not
Yeah,
emotional at all. He's just thinking of each ball. And as
true.
a non-batsman, he can think like that. Nathan Lyon, who is a patchy batsman at best,
Yeah,
he has been, a thorn in the side of most, uh, bowling sides when he's, had to bat it out, and he's done it in the past.
yeah.
He's a tough competitor, and I think you used the words in one of your Facebook posts that Australia is not a rookie team. So
Very
because they're
true.
not a rookie, yeah, because they are professional, they will stay in their side of profession. I mean, that's what the Australian uh,
Yeah,
sort of upbringing gives them the advantage that
correct.
they can be very clear minded. They're not distracted by social media. I have to go to this, advertisement shoot, and this. The, it is a very different upbringing. It's a very different set of
Yeah,
circumstances. I think I
yeah,
shared with you one of the interviews of Mitchell Marsh about what he did after winning the World Cup.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. I
he
very well
went back.
remember.
Yeah, he went back to
Nobody
Perth,
was at
and
the airport. He just walked
of
into a
course,
bar,
yeah,
had a couple of
he
beers.
went home, and yeah, nobody was home, so he went to the nearest pub, and he went and had a couple of beers, and the people there were talking about cricket, and they were surprised to see him there, and said, "What are you doing here?" And he just talked to them one on one. The
True,
people sitting in the
true.
pub. Now, you, on the other hand, have someone like Virat Kohli, who is scolding journalists in the airport. Like, yeah, I mean, they have the what everybody is kind of craving for fame, and then they have no awareness of how to handle it. They are role
Yeah,
models, like they can't. Even in this last time when Virat Kohli got out, he went into the tunnel at the MCG and he walked out to stare at a fan who said something. They have to have very thick skins,
yeah,
and like this is nothing what Australia has toned down a lot in the last
yeah,
25 years
yeah,
that I've lived here. Bay 13 is famous for all sorts of comments and songs that will break out, and they have to be very, very thick skinned to play there and perform well. The moment they
yeah.
perform well, they'll get a standing ovation.
No, that's pretty much
Yeah,
evident, right? I mean, the
yeah,
way sometimes the Australian media celebrates Yashasvi Jaiswal's century at Perth or
yeah,
Nitish Kumar Reddy's century here at the Boxing Day Test. I mean, they really feel that a person who competed enough and then came out on top
yeah.
because Australia
Provided a contest.
as
Yeah,
the trust in their cricketers also, they did challenge them, and that's when they are coming out on top. There is no second thoughts about it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like yesterday, you talked about, and the day before when we met, you spoke about
yeah,
us being test purists.
yeah.
So while I'm a test purist, yeah, I do want the best side to win, and I want India to
All
be the
four
best
results
side.
possible now.
I want India to be the best side. Yeah,
Yeah, but see, this is my take on today's last session. Somehow India clearly wanted not to push the last wicket sort of, I mean, getting Australia all out so that they could come and bat and knock off some runs. That attitude was somewhere missing. They were pretty relaxed.
yeah,
DRS reviews were not taken in a very, very aggressive manner. And Jasprit Bumrah was given that last over. He bowled a full toss to Nathan Lyon.
yeah.
Somewhere that tone and the message was clear that okay, let's look at it tomorrow. Let's start afresh, and then but then with the time availability, they were also knocking off some of the important crucial runs for the last wicket, which was really
Okay.
irritating. Did they gain a significant edge? That is something we would have to wait and watch tomorrow. I think
Well,
Pat Cummins was brilliant with the bat. He
yeah,
was amazing. He led the charge after the collapse. Between lunch and tea, Bumrah just streamrolled Australia, right? 4 wickets, top notch deliveries, all of it. And then to sort of hold horses tight and then stitch some important partnerships from the tailenders was pure Australian grit, I should say.
yeah. Look, Bumrah bowled well, but I think Siraj bowled equally well.
Yeah. Yes.
uh,
Agreed.
and I think on social media, especially on, if you want to look at something like Facebook, somebody put a post that he should be dropped
Uh-huh.
from the side.
No.
He doesn't deserve a place in the side. I think he has come back time and time again in the last 4 years. We've seen him.
Yeah.
He debuted in Australia. We talked about Nitish Kumar Reddy's father being present today, yesterday. We
Yeah.
had Siraj bowl his heart out when his father passed away. So
True.
I think all the Indian
Great
cricket
point.
fans who watch cricket are just not not what they're watching a different game than what we are watching. Yeah, Siraj is a real competitor. As
100.
far as the last wicket partnership is concerned, I think Australia is a proud cricketing nation.
Yeah,
It has a longer history in the game than India does. India has more business money to throw at cricket now, yes, but Australia has a very long history. And
yeah,
though they did not invent the game, they did invent a lot of the aggression, which is part of the game now,
yeah.
which we see on play even in the IPL, which is franchise cricket, and people are getting into each other's faces. Gautam Gambhir and Virat Kohli are fighting with each other till last year. So yeah,
Yeah,
look, I think emotions while the game is on, while the ball is being bowled, while the bat is being used, is great. But once it's a dead ball situation,
yeah.
there's no room for emotion. You have to
True.
think about the next ball. You have to think about facing it. You have to think about bowling it. So
Right.
I think that's what at least that's how I have seen cricket always in the past. And anytime there's an anomaly, it is a real challenge to watch it like that. Um, I
That's
think your
also a
question,
sort of Australian brand of cricket. Australian brand of
yeah,
cricket
yeah.
is also the same manner as
So
you're talking about, Raj.
the determination you saw, I think,
Yeah,
with tail-enders, Nathan Lyon and Scott Boland, number 10, 11, you have to really admire
yeah.
um, you know, uh, their application,
Grit.
and I think it's a great, great. It's a great lesson for the young players in the Indian cricket team. That okay, like Siraj showed it. He ended up being not out.
Yeah,
What we did not mention is that today
three
Nitish,
balls.
yeah, Nitish today should have said, okay, there's a set number of overs, 10 more overs I have to play. He couldn't have
Yeah,
gone past 140, 150 today. So
very
this is
true.
where
Very true.
while we get carried away with our emotion of him scoring 100, which was great, that was on day 3. On day 4, he failed the mission.
Yeah,
Now, that's what
point.
Test cricket is about. That the way these guys have put up a 50 run plus partnership
Yeah.
with one two non-batsmen. Uh, the Indian cricket team should look at learning quickly that okay, we could have put another 30 runs, 40 runs today. Australia would be under tremendous pressure.
Point taken. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Raj, and out of the four results, what's your take? Day five, what it is going to turn out to?
Okay, a lot depends on, yes, getting the last wicket, and if India gets that
Yeah,
last wicket and we have something like 335 runs, that will
yeah,
be a record chase at the MCG.
true.
The highest chase, which was 332 runs, was something in 1928.
28.
In the
Yeah,
modern day era, which is 2020, 2003, I think, there
yeah,
was a run chase of 232 runs.
yeah, true.
All the other run chases have been in 1911, 1960s, 1950s, the sizable ones, which
Yeah.
means at the MCG, usually the fourth innings chasing team has seen it as the graveyard. They have died basically. So for India to survive the day will be a great achievement. For India to come out with a draw will be even a greater achievement. To walk into Sydney with you know a one-all result, it would be amazing. And if I can say, the way the Indian team has played, and if India ends up losing the series 2-1 with a loss in Sydney, or a loss here and a draw in Sydney, it's still a pretty good result for India, because India, the way
Awesome.
they have overall played, the way they have
Yeah,
batted, especially the top order batsmen, they do not deserve a series win. It's my opinion.
yeah.
What will happen?
So,
sorry, what will happen on day 5, to predict it, as a person who doesn't really like to bet on sport or predict on sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see a great fight from India, like something that
Nice.
you write in the history books.
Hmm.
India should make history
Yeah.
to either, because see, 333 runs is already 1 run more than the highest ever run chase at the MCG.
Got it. Got it.
So whatever India is doing, it is going to make history.
Perfect.
And but that's what, the modern day game, the modern day analysis, the physicality, cricketers going to the gym, having trainers, fielding coaches, bowling coaches, mindset coaches, batting coaches, multi-million dollar contracts, financial stability in their life. If they cannot now, after that platform, go and set their emotion aside, like I said, when it's their turn to bat, what is 4 runs and over for this team, this Indian cricket team?
Yeah. True.
In
Since
Australia,
IPL, since
yeah,
IPL is the route with which they are selecting the players, so these
see,
guys should ideally do it. There are white
if
ball heroes
yeah,
in the
if
squad.
you look at it in Australia, scoring at 3.5 runs and over is a
Yeah.
given. Is a given. You can
Right.
just stand there
Yeah.
without worrying about the win and just stroke the ball,
Yeah.
and you can get 3 to 3.5 runs and over. You can see how they've been running.
Yeah.
How many strokes went for 3 runs?
Reruns, yeah. So here is my take, Raj. Sorry, I'm cutting you. Sorry about that. See, my take would be there are a lot of left-right combinations involved. There
Yeah,
is Washington Sundar, there is Rishabh Pant. Maybe it is going to be his day to sort of create a history tomorrow because I backed that guy to do the impossible. So that way, he's there. Ravindra Jadeja is there, and I think the middle order and the lower order is when the match will really get interesting. Yashasvi Jaiswal had a good start in the first innings. There is a good combination of left, right, and Australian bowlers would probably face the heat. And we are talking about fourth test match where the same set of bowlers are also probably tired, and eventually it will roll into India creating an history by chasing down the runs. This is my prediction.
yeah.
um, so
It
yeah.
look, according to the form of the
Yeah.
players, of the batsmen, Rishabh Pant, if he is expected to be the match winner tomorrow, it would be too much pressure and too late. I think he can be the match winning batsman who strokes the match winning run,
Yeah.
like he did in Brisbane at the back of a great performance by Shubman Gill, a
Right.
superb contribution by Pujara to support Shubman Gill. So a
Right.
good opening stance. So like
Yeah.
Jaiswal, um, Rahul, and I think Rahul should open. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. And Rohit Sharma can decide where he wants to bat, whatever his comfort zone is.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should decide that he'll open again. It's too much. It'll be too much if he comes and it's a non-performance.
Yeah, he's already a walking wicket. We all know that.
Yeah. So where
So
would
thanks
you, if
again.
where
Yeah.
would you
Sorry.
where would you make Rohit Sharma bat tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. He's going to really sort of change his opening batting position in the second innings. It would be too much of a change. He has already made a lot of people talk about his decision to go and request KL Rahul to bat at number
Yeah.
three. He asked Shubman Gill to rest so as to, bat another bowling all-rounder in the form of Washington Sundar here. It's
Yeah.
all a cover-up. I don't think so. He would do any more to sort of damage his reputation, whatever he has earned. I mean, see, these people are only doing that. We both have talked about it enough. I don't
Mm.
think so. Really, sane minds are working there to strategize, putting team's interest ahead of the individual interest.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. That is going to change, is what I'm saying. Um, There's been a wonderful discussion again, Raj. Hopefully, the viewers would look at it, and then they can also share their views and take this forward. So we are round the clock for 30
Yeah,
minutes. So
absolutely. Look, my
yeah,
final word would be the Indian team has nothing to lose except for the
got it.
match. They still
Yeah,
have one more match in Sydney.
correct.
So they really I would push the Indian team to go for a win. They cannot survive trying to play for a draw.
Nice. Let's look at it. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Talk to you. Bye bye.
Take care.